Here we go. All right, good evening, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on to our coach sneak peek this evening. My name is Christine Carroll. I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna tell you. I get super emotional with these things and I still get nervous after doing them for so long. But I am the founder of Team Shine. So whoever invited you to this opportunity is part of our team. And I am very proud and honored to have them be a part of us. And hopefully you will be joining us. So I just want to give you a little bit of a backstory. And sorry, someone was telling me they're hopping on. Yay. So a little bit of my backstory and how I got to be a Team Beachbody coach. So all my adult life, and I'm older than most of you, that I suffered from like severe anxiety and depression and everything that came with it. And we're talking years of ups and downs, antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications. Hey, can you, sorry. My son's like up in his room making noises. So anyway, sorry about that. Mom life. So I had always been in this like up and down battle for years and years and years. I'd have some really good times, some really bad times. So it got to be, I guess it was about 8 years ago, we had moved to Texas, had nothing to do with moving to Texas, but I was just in the darkest place I'd ever been in my entire life. I was in, I don't know if you've been there, it's like a fog. You don't know if you're existing. You're just like, it's so indescribable, but you feel like you're not there, but you are there. And I was a body in a room. I was heavily self-medicating. I was non-existent and I felt nothing, absolutely nothing. And one night I happened to be scrolling Facebook and someone had posted about a challenge group. And I had heard of Beachbody. My coach now, I think I got a Ziploc baggie of Shakeology from her when I was visiting in Indiana, and I had done Insanity one time with my sister and thought, who is this psycho dude? And that was about it. But I was in such a place, it's not a joke, I'm like, I was probably drunk when I said yes. So I'm like, sure, let's do it. So I had literally just kind of got my stuff really, hadn't really started. And I woke up one morning to a note it was on the floor, it was not even on the table, from my husband, and he was telling me that I needed to get out and get help. So basically my husband kicked me out of my own home. And there he is. Thank you. Anyways, it was horrible. And I thought, what am I going to do? We hadn't been there that long. I didn't have any really close friends. So I had a friend from college that lived about 5 hours away, and she was gracious enough to let me go to her home and stay with her. For whatever reason, well, it was God. I always say that. For whatever reason, it was God. It was God. For whatever, sorry. See, I'm so nervous, and I do these all the time, that I put my weights in. It was a program that we had, a barbell and weights. It was old school Beachbody stuff. I took my weights, I took my DVDs, and I took my bag of Shakeology with me, okay? In that moment of just, I don't even remember what clothes I packed. I packed that stuff. So I went to 5 hours away, and I did outpatient treatment for 5 weeks. And that's where they diagnosed me bipolar the minute I walked in the room. And I won't get into all the details, but I was there for 5 weeks. It was intense therapy, changing medications, 5 weeks. I was very alone and not really supported because I had done a lot of damage at home. And so I was kind of on my own. For every morning, I would wake up at 5 o'clock and I'd press play. I did that stinking workout every single day at 5. I would do a workout, I would drink a shake, I would go to therapy. I would do a workout, I would drink a shake, I would go to therapy. And after 5 weeks, I came back and I was like, I felt completely and utterly different. I felt free. I joked that like, who would think being diagnosed bipolar would make you feel okay? But I was no longer insecure. I was no longer timid. I was no longer depressed. I was no longer stressed out. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so good. And I'm okay with what they just told me I was. I don't care. I didn't care anymore. I did not care. I was like, bring it. And I think a lot of that is I fell in love with Beachbody. I fell in love with something at the age of 39. I signed up actually right before my 40th birthday. It literally rocked my world. Beachbody, that stuff, a shake in a bag, completely changed the way I looked at nutrition. And my coaches know I'm psycho about it. And there's a reason. Doing those home workout programs, having something. So I went to my coach and I said, okay, I want to do what you do. Like, you were invited here, and I'm sure that person had to pull some teeth to get you on this call. I went to my coach and I said, I want to do what you do. And so that was August 3rd, 2012, and I've never looked back, okay? I was able to take that person, and at first, the first few months, I was just really happy, which is a good thing. I'm still happy. But it was that January that I looked, and I went to my first live event. We just had it this past weekend, sat in a room of 1,200 people all by myself and saw that this was a business opportunity. So not only did it help me physically and mentally, but it started to help me financially. And that's something I'm going to tell you guys right now. That's okay. I was able to make 6 figures in 5 years, and I'm very proud of that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That no level of success is guaranteed. It's based upon each person's diligence and effort. That is the disclaimer. But I am telling you that this is a humongous business opportunity. We are able to impact lives physically, mentally, spiritually, like in a community, and financially. And I am very proud of that. And I want you guys to know that that is okay. All right. I'm very proud. I'm blessed every single day for what I get to do. And that is why you are here. Okay. So that's enough about me. The next person that's going to speak is my sweet, dear, amazing, awesome coach. Well, they're all awesome, but I'm passing the baton to Abby. So I'm going to let Abby take it from here.
Hi, I won't know if I would say I'm sweet, but whatever works. Whatever works. Hi guys, I'm Abby Gossard. I'll try to tell you a quick story, how I got started with Beachbody. So like Christine, I was scrolling Facebook on a Sunday evening where my husband and I sat pretty much every night, and usually with a big bowl of popcorn and multiple rounds of beer. Saw her face pop up on my newsfeed, and she had this really great post that she was explaining like just how down in the dumps she had been, like hadn't been working out, hadn't done her workout, a variety of things, hadn't been in her Bible, all these things. And I was just totally like connected with it. I had felt like I was just kind of going through the motions. So my backstory, I'm a mom of 2 boys. My oldest, William, is 8 and has some special needs. So he keeps me on my toes with epilepsy, hearing loss, low muscle tone, some kidney fun every once in a while. So he's actually got a really rare condition called East syndrome. And I actually through Beachbody, because it pushed me out of my comfort zone and got me onto Instagram, which I never in a million years would have ever gotten onto, was able to connect a couple months ago with another mom who has 2 little girls with East syndrome. So fun little fact about another little bonus about coaching. Anyway, so I connected with Christine. We had 1 mutual friend or 2 mutual friends, and I decided that I trusted that friend enough to like allow her to be my friend. I'm also a police officer's wife, and so we don't trust anybody, especially on social media. And so then she started talking to me, and I'd done 21-day fix previously. I'd had Shakeology 1 time before, got great results with Shakeology. I only made it 2 weeks through the 21-day fix, both times that I did it. But I was like, this stuff's pretty good. Like it works when you actually like do it. I just didn't do it. So then she said, hey, I've got a group that's starting, and it gave me a couple weeks. It was actually the end of May, because I was getting ready to head to a Memorial Day picnic with my family. And I remember trying to find clothes to wear to that and being absolutely miserable and like vowing that this is never going to happen again, where I am this miserable trying to find clothes to wear to a family function. And now none of my family knows that that was like my turning point. But for me, I remember going there and getting pictures and hiding behind them a lot. So anyway, I do have another son. I feel like I should mention him, James. He's a hoot. You may see him popping in here before they head to bed. I'm not really quite sure. But anyway, so I've been a coach with Beachbody now 3 years in July. I'm a 2-star diamond rank, and so I'm really super excited to be able to talk to you about how we make money. And I have to be honest, when Christine and I have been talking back and forth forever, and she'd mentioned like how sometimes it's just difficult for people to understand that when things get hard, they run away from an opportunity like Beachbody, like, oh, that's just one more thing to add to the craziness of our life. And I actually found it to be the opposite. Like my life was absolutely nuts. And I felt like, between doctor's appointments and therapies, and there was just so much chaos in my world that once I figured out that like doing a workout, drinking a shake, checking in with some people, getting encouraged, and then actually like talking to more people and watching them get results, like that totally filled my cup. And so when things get really stressful, in my life, Beachbody is what helps balance me and helps keep me stable. I function better when I have a schedule. Valerie can probably attest to that too, with a mom of 4 kids, that when you have a schedule and you have a routine, you can be really effective with how you run this business and make it something that helps bring joy and fills your cup through the chaos of life too. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to start to share my screen and see if I can do this. Hold on. Now we get to see if my technical difficulties. Okay, hold on. Maybe not. I got to share my screen first. That's what I got to do. Let's do this. All right, everybody see that? From the beginning. All right, so I'm going to talk about the ways that we make money as Beachbody coaches. And I want you to feel free if you have questions. I know that earning an income with this was a big question from my husband. And I know Lincoln will talk probably some about this too. But as you go through this and you have questions, please do not hesitate to put them in the chat. I'll come back and run through them at the end. So first question, imagine what you could do with an extra $200 per month. So that's roughly like $50 a week, right? Give or take. Now with Beachbody, we get paid weekly, and I'll talk about that in a second. But $50 every week into your paycheck would be kind of nice, right? What about another $200 per week? So when I started, and I was making like roughly around the $200 per month, I started paying for my son's karate. With my older son, William, we didn't really do a whole lot of extracurricular activities. So like the idea that I could provide that for James was a pretty cool experience. So what about $1,000 per week? And I want you guys to do me a favor. Put what you would do with an extra $1,000 in your week. And if you're like, I can't even wrap my brain around that, because I totally understand, what would you do with an extra $200 a week? Would you pay off some bills? Would you not have to stress when you go through the grocery line to pay for your groceries? Would you take your kids out for dinner? Would you go to an outing with your family? Would you pay for somebody to come and clean your house? What would you do with that extra money? And lastly, what would you do with $12,000 per week? Oh, I don't know about you, but that just totally freaks me out, like $12,000 a week. But there are people, coaches, real people, not fake people. They're real legit people who are making $12,000 per week. So here's the way that we earn money as coaches. The very first one, which is one that I think a lot of people understand when they come into the business, that you do get a 25% retail commission. So that's things like your Shakeology, your Body on Demand subscriptions, 2B Mindset, or the Ultimate Portion Fix, any performance line. And if you all aren't on Energize, you need to get it now. And you need to get Fruit Punch, and you need to get Lemon, and you need to, just saying. Beach Bar is another great plug, like one of my favorite things. Ultimate Reset, 3-day refresh, all of those are things that help you earn 25% commission. And again, like I'd said before, Thursdays are like paydays and our happy day, because we wake up on Thursday morning. It's like the beginning of our new week, and we all have money in our accounts. And so it's pretty fantastic. The second way is through a team cycle bonus. And this is, as your team grows and as you rank advance, Beachbody pays you for being a good leader. So as your coaches continue to help more people, you are compensated for your ability to lead them. And so as you move in rank, as you move and grow your team, and your team, again, duplicates that process, Beachbody rewards you with a team cycle bonus. That's a little confusing, and I would love to go into detail right now, but I think it would blow some people's minds. But your upline, the person that brought you in, your personally sponsored coach, can talk to you more about this in depth. We would love to be able to kind of dig into it with you, but just know that it's kind of a little bit more of a topic than what we have time for, but I would love to chat with you more about it if you have questions. The third one are customer leads. So once you become what we call an emerald rank, so that's where you have 2 active coaches underneath you, you are assigned customers from Beachbody. So when Beachbody started, we were strictly an infomercial place. So you went to beachbody.com and you got your 21-day fix or your insanity DVDs, and then you got assigned a coach. Now, if you didn't know that you got assigned a coach, you did. Chances are, if you've ever purchased any sort of Beachbody product, you have a coach. They can reach out to you and connect with you, get you involved in a group. But again, it just totally depends on you. And so as you bring on more people, Beachbody it's like a lottery. I don't know exactly how it's done, but it's a lottery, and every time you hit Success Club, you help 3 people a month or you help 5 people a month, you get customers who are purchasing products and you get them. I just had one last month who I'm super excited about, and she wanted to sign up as a coach, and I've never been given a coach, somebody who wanted to sign up, and it turns out she's in Kentucky. She's not that far from me. And so I'm just really super excited because I was able to, because I had been working the business and bringing on more people, Beachbody rewarded me and gave me one of these customers who didn't have a coach and didn't know, and we hit it off, and now she's one of my coaches. So I'm super stoked. And this one is probably the one that I don't think I understood or even gave myself enough credit to earn this. It's our corporate quarterly bonus. And basically, because Beachbody understands how critical coaches are to the success of this business, they take a portion of what we earn, a percentage of it, and divide it out among the top leaders. So the ranks, you hear me talk about Emerald, you'll hear Ruby, you'll hear Diamond, you'll hear Star Diamond, 2-star. The ranks that earn these quarterly bonus are 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, and 15-star. I'm sitting at a 2-star. That means in the quarter, if I continue to hold that rank for 6 weeks, then I'm awarded a percentage of the profits the following quarter. And last Friday, I got to wake up to a $907 check in my account for holding that rank. And it's not something that I ever dreamed that I would be able to do as a stay-at-home mom with a special needs kid who I never knew. I didn't know how I was going to go back to work once my youngest went in kindergarten. And my husband would ask me multiple times and I could never tell him what I was going to go do. Because there was a time where in November and December, we spent 3 weeks out of 8 weeks in the hospital, trying to figure him out and get his levels figured out. Now, granted, knock on wood, we haven't been in the hospital in over a year, which is awesome. But if for some reason he needed me to drop everything and get into the hospital, I couldn't do that if I was working a normal job. So I'm able to go to a hospital with my son, and I've done a workout in the hospital rooms. I worked my business from the hospital rooms. I know I've met other special needs moms who are hustling in the ER with their kids. And it's not because they're heartless and they're cruel. That is so not it. They are moms who, they know that in that situation, they can't control what's going on. And so they control pouring out into other people and loving on them. So that's a total tangent, not from where I was supposed to be going. And I'm really sorry. Anyway, quarterly bonus. There's a 2-star, a 5-star, 10-star, and a 15-star bonus. If you are a 5-star, you not only get the 5-star bonus, but you also get the 2-star bonus. If you are a 10-star, you get the 10-star, the 5-star, and the 2-star. If you are a 15-star or a superstar diamond coach, you get that bonus, the 10, the 5, and the 2-star bonus, which can add up. I want to say 75. Is that right? Or 45, maybe, add it all up. I can't remember the last time. But bottom line is, it was a lot of money for having a really successful team, which means that they're doing their job as a leader. Their leaders on their team are doing a great job building more leaders on their team. And so it's a trickle-down effect of Beachbody saying thank you to these leaders and these people who are contributing to big picture, which is helping people live more healthy and fulfilling lives. So bottom line is you are in control of this whole entire situation. Like I said before, where sometimes you feel like you're completely out of control with this business, you're the one in control. You're the driving force behind it. You're the one who's sending out the invites. You're the one who's following up with people. You're the one who's doing the workouts and posting on social media. It all boils down to you. It's not how well is the company doing. It's not, I can't find enough people. It comes back to you. Christine knows probably the number of how many people are in the world or in the census. There's a lot of people that are out there that need our help, and it's just our job to go find them. So my question to you is, how do you want the world to be different or better? Like, if you had the perfect way to describe the world, what would it look like? And then how would you use Beachbody and this opportunity that's been presented to you to make that happen? And then last but not least, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income, blah, 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 blah. Basically, you got to work your booty off and then you'll be rewarded. So that is what I got. Wait, I think I did it. There we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, so, this is my favorite part. Can I go back and read it? Okay, so, Beachbody Coaching is your therapy. I agree with that. Kelsey, to save and pay anything you wanted, house projects and vacations. I would entertain more at my house. I love that, Megan. It is expensive when you really want to throw a good party, for sure. Nikki, you and Nikki are going to have big parties, apparently. Pay down debt and travel more. I love this. Save and travel more. iPhone. I don't know who you are, but saving. Invest in my classroom. I got some teachers. There's some teachers in here. I love it. Retired teacher here. Yay, look at all the teachers. I love it. Teachers and nurses are like my all-time favorite because y'all know how to love people regardless of how much crap they put you through. You love people. Okay, I'm going to stop. Christine put the census in. Does anybody have any specific questions for me? And you can always think of them and we can post them later. But if not, I get to hand it off to my most favorite person in the whole wide world. Okay, she's like one of them. Valerie, it's all you. You get to talk about myths and misconceptions.
All right. Hey, sister. How are you? People always think we're sisters. I don't know why, but they say we look alike. So I have this little tiara on, and I'll explain. I'm not just being silly, although my kids think I am. They're like, Mom, why are you wearing that right now? But it's just this fun little thing that our team does. It's kind of like a traveling trophy, and every month it goes to somebody new. And this month I got it, and it was so cool because I had told Christine, I was like, my daughter's going to be like just as excited about it as me because she's 4 and she's in the princess stage and all that. And so the box arrived, I think it was the day before yesterday, and it had both of our names on it. It was to Valerie and Mia. So I let her open it, and she thought it was just the coolest thing. And she's like, she's, looking at it and stuff. And I said I'd let her borrow it. And she's like, we can both wear it. We can share it. So it was super sweet. So anyways, my name is Valerie, and I'm a wife and mom of 4. I get to tell you my kids' ages, and it's finally easier again because now they're all 2 years apart because we just had our last birthday today for like our season of birthdays. So I have a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 4-year-old. And that's so much easier knowing that they're all 2 years apart. When they're not 2 years apart, it completely throws me for a loop. I work full-time as a school psychologist. So I work like teacher hours, and it's kind of like a teacher contract. And then, of course, I'm also a coach. And so where I got started with Beachbody is that I was getting ready to go back to work after baby number 4. I had kind of taken a longer extended maternity leave. So it was 8 months postpartum, and I could not fit back into any of my work clothes. And at 8 months postpartum, I did not want to go back to work in my maternity clothes. I just wasn't doing it. And so a girl that I knew from church, I'd seen her post before about Beachbody and about 21 Day Fix. And I didn't want to do it because I thought it seemed like this like drastic diet, like this crash diet. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to like just try to eat healthy first. And I tried that. And of course, like no structure, it just didn't work. So I'm like, okay, this is a last ditch effort. I'm going to do 21 Day Fix and I'll try Shakeology. And it was all downhill from there. So I went from someone who had kind of like gone in and out of phases of fitness in their life. But as a mom, I thought that it was selfish to work out. I thought that we, as a mom, we needed to pour everything into our child. And by taking that time to work out each day, it was selfish. And you can ask my husband, like when he would like go for runs and stuff like that, I'd put him on a guilt trip because that was just my mindset. But once I started going on 21 Day Fix, like I found that it was the complete opposite, that it's not selfish at all, that I had completely lost myself in motherhood, and that by taking some time to exercise every day, drink a shake, like be cognizant of what I'm putting in my body, the foods that I'm putting in my body, and not just haphazardly snack on things while I'm making the kids' lunches. I got my energy back. I found myself again. I felt like me again. I had more energy, more confidence, more self-esteem. Of course, I started to lose weight. And like I enjoyed like shopping for clothes. I wasn't hiding in my clothes anymore. So people started to notice that I was losing weight. And of course they noticed like that I was just acting differently too, right? Because I found myself again. Like before I thought, this is just the way things are. You have kids, you have 4 kids, and you're just this like frumpy dumpy mom that, doesn't look good anymore. And, all the things. And I started like looking like stylish again, thanks Stitch Fix. But, I would never want to put money into that before because like I didn't feel good about how I looked. So I didn't want to buy, clothes that looked good on me. I wanted to buy clothes that like hid me. You know what I mean? Like they were just acceptable clothes, not clothes that like I got any kind of joy out of it. They did not spark joy, And so people were noticing that and asking me what I was doing. And I found that, I couldn't keep my mouth shut, first of all. Like I was constantly talking about it, but I didn't want to just refer them to my coach to help. Like I wanted to be the one to help them. I wanted to help other people like myself that were busy moms that didn't think they had time for a workout. And guys, when I went back to work too, I was working at high school, and I thought I'm not going to have time to work out when I go back to work. Because I first started in the summer, and then going back to work, I'm like, there's no time. I got up at 4:30 every morning to work out, to get my workout in, because I knew how important it was. Thank goodness now, like I work in an elementary school and we start at 9:10. So I don't have to get up like so stinking early, although that's changing next year. Our times are starting at, our elementaries are starting at 7:50. I mean, next year, 7:50. So might be back to 4:30 workout, but it's all good. So anyways, I started working out. And I wanted to share it with other people. I wanted other people to realize like you can make this work. So that's how I got started. And when I got started, I was probably down about 25 pounds. Altogether, I'd lost 40 pounds. I'd gained a few pounds of it back, here and there. But overall, I've pretty much kept it off. And so I'm going to talk about myths and misconceptions, because when I got started, I had a ton. Even after I signed up as a coach, like I still had some of these myths and misconceptions. And I feel like sometimes it kind of held me back with getting started. And so, if you have these myths and misconceptions, please ask. Because we won't take offense to it. Like put them out on the table. Let's talk through them, because several of us probably had them too. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is that you have to be an ideal weight, or have a certain look to you, or be at a certain point on your health and fitness journey. And like I said, I was just kind of getting started with mine, getting in a good routine, but coaches come in all shapes and sizes. Some of us have been into health and fitness for a while, and we're, at a good point in our journey. Some of us are just getting started. As you'll see in a minute, we're not all women. Lincoln's going to get on and talk for a little bit. There are some guys, so Summit is our big coach event, and I love to people watch. Like, that's totally my thing. And so I love to people watch at Summit, and you'll see like at Summit, people look all different. Some people might look like you and me. Some people, have like pink hair and are all tatted up. Some people, are super preppy. Some people, everyone has a different look. There's no particular look that you have to be a Beachbody coach. You just have to be on your journey, and you have to be willing to share it with others. You don't have to be at a certain point. And honestly, I feel sometimes like when you're at that start of the journey, you almost have an advantage over some of us that have been on it for a while, because like people get to watch you. And so like when I've like switched schools and I've started in a new school, people think like I've always been this way. And unless I share my story, they don't know that I've lost 40 pounds. You know what I mean? They haven't followed me all along. So sharing your story is really what inspires others. You don't have to be perfect either. Embrace those struggles and share those struggles. And again, that's what inspires people, not perfection. So last night, I'm making my son's birthday cake for today, and I'm licking the buttercream off the beaters. And my other son is like, I'm going to tell all your Beachbody friends that you're doing that. I'm like, do it. Fine. That's totally cool, because all things in moderation. No one's perfect. On a birthday, everybody wants some cake, right? And that's okay. The next myth or misconception is that you have to be a fitness or nutrition expert. And although some of us do have a background in fitness or nutrition, most of us do not. But that's the cool thing. Like, you don't need to, because we have these awesome tools. We have these awesome programs that take all of that out for us. Like, all you have to do is give someone a program for them to follow. The experts have done that work for us. Our job is to ask questions to help match people with the program that might be the best fit for them, and to encourage them and support them on their journey, hold them accountable, not necessarily to provide health and fitness advice. And, if they do have questions you can't answer, it's okay to direct them to your doctor, and you should direct them to their doctor. But you don't have to be a health or fitness expert. The next one is probably one of my favorites, and that is that you have to have a lot of time to pour into your coaching. And you can probably guess that I don't have a lot of time. Several of us on here, we don't have a lot of time, but we still make it work. You can put as much or as little into this as you want. You can make this full time. You can do it part-time. You can make it as a hobby. You can have a family. You can have all these other things going on. The way that a lot of us work is we don't just work in one solid hour-long chunk. We work in pockets, and we fit pockets in throughout our day. So that way, we're not on our phones all day long. We are working in a pocket when we're working. We put our phone away. We be with our family, our job, whatever. We get our phone out later, work in that pocket, put it away, that kind of thing. So you're not constantly on your phone, because that's not something that is fair to our families or our kids as well. But I generally work in pockets. I've got a pocket first thing in the morning when I get up, around my workout. I usually do a pocket midday, and then I have a pocket in the evening. Like any job, there is a learning curve. This is a job. So you've got to put a little time into, training, and, there is a learning curve to get started. But, when you start doing the work, you probably want to devote an hour a day, roughly, but again, broken up into pockets. Okay. But you just have to be willing to do the work and be coachable too. Because that's the thing. There are so many time robbers out there that are not a productive use of your time. But we, again, have some lovely little tools available to us that help us track those business building activities. So we know exactly what we need to do to move our business forward, and we don't waste time with the fluff when we're short on time. The next one, I said the last one was my favorite, but this is another one of my favorites too, because this was a big a big concern that I had with getting started. And that's that you have to be an icky salesman, that people are going to see you coming and they're going to turn the other way because you're trying to push something on them, and they don't want that. They don't want what you're selling. And, yes, we do sell something, but we do it in a natural, authentic way where we feel like we are more sharing about something that you love, right? So like if you were to go eat at like a favorite restaurant, or you get a cool new pair of shoes, like you would share that, right? You tell your friends about it. This is the same kind of thing. We share that too. It's just that now we get compensated for it. So how cool is that? And not just that, I mean, one thing that I feel like really sets us apart from other MLMs is that we provide a service for our customers too. We provide them support and accountability. And I don't need support and accountability to buy wine. I don't need support and accountability to buy candles. I can do those things really well on my own. But fitness and nutrition, it's, you know, a constant journey. You constantly need support. It's really easy to fall off track if you don't have someone helping you along the way. And that's something that we provide for our customers. So when people order from us, that's when I get excited, because that's when the relationship starts. You know, it's not like they just order and then we're like, thanks, have fun with that. You know, we help. That's when the work begins. That's when we really start helping them. Okay. The next myth or misconception is that you have to have a large social media following, know lots of people, be an extrovert, that kind of thing. And that's not true either. You have to be able to connect with the people that you do know, and to be able to have conversations with them and ask questions and listen. You don't have to be an extrovert. I am not an extrovert. I am a complete introvert. I think that lots of coaches are introverts, because introverts, we're good at connecting with people. We're good at listening. We're good at hearing. We're good at making those deep connections with people. But you do have to have a willingness to share yourself on social media and what makes you, you. And when you sign up as a Beachbody coach, it's not like, oh, now I'm just Valerie Beachbody coach. No, I'm sharing about my kids. I'm sharing about food because I love to cook. I'm sharing sarcastic mom humor because like that's the only way I make it in this world sometimes. I'm a school psychologist, so sometimes I'll bring in bits and pieces of that into what I share on social media, because a lot of times when you connect with people, you don't necessarily start the connection on health and fitness. You start it on something else, because people aren't always interested in improving their health and fitness right away. But if you've made a connection with them on some other level, then when they're ready to improve their health and fitness, like they trust you and you're the one they want to go to. Okay. And then the final one, myth or misconception, is that it's a pyramid scheme. And this is another one that I really like to talk about, because even when I started as a coach, it's not that I thought it was a pyramid scheme. I just didn't fully trust and wrap my head around the business model of an MLM. And as I've become a coach, I understand more, and I think it makes perfect sense. But here's the thing with a pyramid scheme. If you look up what it is, there's no actual legitimate products. Okay, you guys all know we have some killer products, right? That's why you're here. Most of you have probably used them and you love them. The other thing with pyramid schemes is that your pay is determined off of your recruits. Usually there's a really high buy-in price too. And that is not the case with Beachbody. If you bought a challenge pack, there is no fee to sign up as a coach. So there's zero buy-in costs. It's the cheapest investment you'll ever make. We don't get paid anything for signing new coaches. As Abby talked about, coaches do help improve our volume, but we don't get paid anything just for signing a coach. If you sign a coach, if the coach isn't doing anything, we don't get anything for that. And the other thing about pyramid schemes is that you never make more than the person above you. And again, as Abby kind of talked about how we earn, you can absolutely make more than the person above you. And Christine, actually, that's one thing she always says. She wants us to make more than her. That is her biggest dream for our success. So yes, we definitely have products that you can earn more than the person above. And all companies have this organizational structure. So if you think about any business, at the bottom level of the business are lots of salespeople, right? And all they do is sell, and all they do is they make commission. But above them are managers. And, responsibilities of a manager are different than a salesperson. Yes, you might be selling too, so you're getting some commission, but you also have managerial activities. You're training your team. You're providing value for those people and helping and supporting them. So it makes sense that you are compensated for that time. And so Beachbody is no different than any other company. You know, once you have a team under you, you're compensated for that team as well because you're helping out your team. You know, we do this together as a team. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. So if you guys have any questions, and then I'll look through all of these comments. Hi, Virginia, buy a horse. Yay, yes. Oh, 4 kids. Yay. Christine would love having someone else to say they have 400 kids, because that's what she likes to say about me. And yes, I know working out is your therapy. It's mine too. It's awesome. Oh, another early bird. Okay, a big piece of pizza. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that pizza. I love pizza. Okay, candles smell good. They do smell good, and so do essential oils and all of the things. And I love the way wine tastes. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Lincoln. He is Christine's husband, and we affectionately refer to him as the team dad. So he'll explain a little bit more about his role, because he is definitely one thing that sets our team apart. Not all teams have a Lincoln, so we are just so thankful to have Lincoln.
Thank you. And we have 2 Lincolns on our team, so. But only one of them actually helps the team. So anyway, I'm Lincoln, and I don't think candles smell good, but I'm glad you guys do. So I'm the team dad, and are you waiting to me? Oh, gosh. So Christine, she told her story. She started 6-7 years ago, and the first couple of years that she was doing this, I kind of saw this as a hobby for her, and I consider myself now very supportive. And back then I thought I was supportive, but I was more, I don't know the word, but it was more to kind of let her do her thing, kind of pat her on her back, said, hey, if this makes you happy, do it. And then I saw her making a few bucks here and there, and I patted her on the back a little bit more. But it was nothing that I really got into, nothing that I paid attention to. I just knew that she was doing it and kind of had a job again to some extent. About 3 or 4 years into it, though, I had noticed her paycheck going up, her income getting bigger, and she had been begging me. She asked first politely, and then was begging, but she had 2 videos she wanted me to watch. I said, yes, I'll watch them. And finally, probably just to get her to quit bugging me, I agreed to watch them. But it literally changed everything for me. So my background, I've got a degree in economics from West Point, got my MBA. I've been in business. I've been in financial services for 25 years. I'm very analytical. I'm a numbers guy. So I saw this as what Christine is really good at is people. She's a definite people person. I'm not. I like people. I'd rather be with numbers than people if I had to pick. But when I finally watched those 2 videos, it showed me the business aspect. So I was able to understand. I've still got the videos, and I've shared them with a lot of guys and gals. But anybody that wants them, I will share. Those 2 videos literally, it changed everything for me. I saw the business opportunity. I quickly saw what we could be doing, what we could have been doing, and was kicking myself for not being involved years before. Seeing that it was a business, I still today, we look at the business that she has, and I know in my mind that if I had been involved, we would have done things a little bit differently. I won't go into all the detail because it's kind of specific, but the point is now I am 100% supportive. It kind of started as me saying, why are you always on your phone? We'd go out, she'd be on her phone. But then again, as I was watching the videos, started to learn the business, I realized that this was really she was an entrepreneur. So this is a business just like I work for in my full-time job, a serial entrepreneur. He starts companies, he sells them, he starts them, he is always working, but that's his passion, and that's what, as an entrepreneur, he does. Same thing with her when she needs to work. I now don't see it as you're always on your phone. I said, hey, you're working. She does set some business hours. But I've learned to become fully supportive in helping her build a business. And a business that I love, I participate in. I'm not as active as a coach as obviously she is, but we do have a good guys group, or the Team Shine Dude group. I know Brian was earlier looking for some ab workouts, and I was able to share some funny pictures to him of what he should be doing. But we do have fun as guys. We don't let any of the gals in there, so we have fun on our own. But it's kind of two things I do. One is help Christine with the business, but I am willing. I always, since I got involved, have been. I continue to be. I am very willing to work with any coach on the team that wants to make this a business. I learned years ago, there were a couple of people that I followed. It was actually Scotty Hobbs, who was a top male coach that I learned a lot from. But I learned, I think, from him, kind of the phrase that matched their energy. So when there are coaches on this team that really want to put forth effort, I will match. I'll stay up late. Several people around here I'm looking at now that I'll get a Facebook message say, hey, I need your help. I will not go to bed and spend the next 20 minutes laying out, because I love it. It's kind of my passion, is helping other people in that sense. So I will help figure out how to grow, organize, and how you want to coaches what to do with it. But again, I like to show you diagrams where you can show you what decisions to make and how you can help grow your business over the coming, based on your individual, what you want to do. I'll help you get there if that's what you want. Some people don't want it, some people don't need it, but I'm always there as an option. And then the other kind of half of what I like to do is kind of be that team dad. So be the supportive husband. Show there are a couple of guys on here I see. I think the husbands it's a growing group. Actually, there are some male coaches in that group as well. So it's not just husbands of the female coaches; it's the husbands and the male coaches that are in that dude group. But I like to show that those that have been skeptical, have thought what I did years ago, and hey, this is just what my wife's doing. Help them to see the business aspect. To show that if you are involved, if you are supportive, if you understand. I put together some training years back, and I actually have more videos now. I've got a total of 7 that I like to share to kind of lay out what the business is and how you can help. But I would say that if you are that skeptic, if you're a cynic about it, be supportive. Ask questions instead of just sitting back and saying do your thing. Ask her what she's doing. One thing I had to learn is I was never a fan of social media. I was never a selfie person. I had to learn to let her take pictures with me in them. So that was a challenge for me, but it actually works. So anyway, if you have questions, if you want to reach out to me individually, I'm happy to help. I will answer any question you have. And I guess the thing is now I have to. Well, if there are any questions you ask, if not, I'm now supposed to read the chat. To see if I missed anything. Yes, we do love spreadsheets. At least I do. I also like to support Christine by doing some of her back office. So we use stamps.com to mail everything. So I'm her post office. She kind of there's a pile on my desk. Let's do this. But again, I like to do it. It helps her. It allows her to focus on what she's good at doing. So, and yes, I like the trips. That's a big perk. Actually, her first trip she went on by herself with another coach. But since then, I go on every trip. I take full advantage of what she's able to treat me with. So. And yes, it's a Facebook group. So it's within Team Shine. Well, separate than Team Shine, but we've created, so Abby's husband's in there, Valerie's, Sue's, a lot of them. We're all in the Team Shine Dude group. I can add you if you tell me who you want. Just send me a Facebook message, and I can add anybody. You have to be male, though. That's the only thing. We talk about guy stuff. But, okay, that's all the chat. Any questions? If not, there's some excited little girls, though. I see them. You like the dude group? You guys are excited. Okay, I don't know who's next, Christine, so.
He didn't read the agenda and the team page.
I'm sorry, I did. I just forgot it.
That's okay. So last but not least, I do want to let beautiful Elena speak and close us out, share her story.
Hello, everybody. My name is Elena. Thank you, Christine. Elena Beckman. I wanted to share my screen really quickly and just close out this talking about discipline and consistency in both your health and fitness and as it relates to your potential business as a Beachbody coach. So hopefully, yeah, you can see my screen. I hope this is my husband and I. We've been married 11 years. On the left, that was us before we had children. That was about 10 or 11 years ago. And on the right, that is us now after a lot of hard work and discipline and consistency in our health and fitness journey. There I am again, that's postpartum. I have 3 children. I should mention them. They're important to me in my life and in my journey as well. But this is after my 3rd child, and then on the right, that's me today. Just click through a few more here. As you can see, I've lost 80 pounds using Beachbody programs and products, and it didn't happen overnight. You know, it's been quite a journey. It's taken a lot of hard work and discipline and consistency, and a lot of failures too. I should mention those because they're important. They're always an important part of our journey. But I'm going to close that out. I think I did the right thing there. But it's taken a lot of time to see that success in my health, right? As I'm sure it has for many of you who have seen similar success. And I just want to relate that back to my business too, because I've been a coach now for a few years. And I started not knowing anything. And I came into coaching in a little bit different of a way than most people. I started with Insanity about 6 years ago. I didn't have a coach. I just bought it like probably on eBay or something. I don't even remember. I did it. I saw some great success, but then I got pregnant with my 3rd child, baby weight again. And about 4 years ago, I started with the 21-day fix. And I did that again, but again, I never participated in a group. I was just a lead. I just bought something off of the website and I did it on my own. And at some point, I realized people were asking me what I was doing, kind of wanting to share a little bit, but at some point I realized, and I don't really even know how, that there was a business opportunity attached to it. And that was kind of how I became a coach, because I had seen such great success doing it all on my own and I loved it. And by that time, I had been in the throes of motherhood for 4 or 5 years, and it was kind of something that I could have outside of being a great wife and mom. And it really, like Abby and Valerie said, just really gave me something to sort of call my own. Anyway, so I've been a coach now for a few years. And all of that to say, you know, it doesn't come overnight. There are certain behaviors and certain things that you have to do with discipline and consistency every single day. And you cannot expect anything to happen if you are not willing to do those things and to put in that work and to have that consistency, because you just won't have a successful business if you don't. So a lot of people tell me I'm one of the most disciplined and consistent people that they know, and I take that as a huge compliment because I'm really, really proud of that. And it shows in a lot of different areas of my life. But it builds, you know, it builds. It's a compound effect. And that's really what I want, the point that I want to drive home here with your health and fitness and with your business. So I would encourage all of you, if you're thinking about doing this, I know everybody kind of talked about different ranks a little bit, but when you join us, you need to have in mind 2 people that you are going to bring along with you. because you don't want to be a coach. You don't want to sign up to be a coach and not have those people already in mind that you want to help. Everybody needs some accountability. Everybody needs some support and encouragement along their way and building healthier habits and living this as a lifestyle. And that's what Beachbody is all about. So have those two people in mind, and don't sign up as a coach unless you have those two people in mind, because when you're a coach, that's what makes you a coach, is bringing people along and saying, let's do this together. We can do this together. And that also makes you an Emerald coach, and that's your first rank. And Emerald is kind of the first benchmark to what you really should be striving for if you're a business builder and you want to make a business out of this, which is Diamond and beyond. So that's everything from me. I don't know. I guess I'll throw it back to Christine and we can talk about questions quickly.
Thank you. I typed it in the chat, but I don't know if anyone, not everyone sees that. I do have to give Elena a special shout out because she currently is 91 in our company, and the number always changes. Like I hear, it doesn't matter. There's a crap ton of coaches. So like between 360,000 to 400,000. And granted, not everyone like works the business a lot due for the savings, but the point is she is in the top 100 of this company, and that is something for which to be insanely proud, and we are so proud of her. And I also hope that that's a testament to our team. That's one thing I want to say. Like I joke that in times like this, I wish Lincoln wasn't my husband because he really is such a huge asset. But then it sounds like I'm bragging about my husband. I'm just bragging about some dude that tells me what to do with my work. Like I'm like, dude, I text him at work. I'm like, you're not my husband. You're this guy that helps me. But I am very proud of our team. They have been a lifeline for me. I think that one thing that I want to focus on too is the community. So I like to think of us in different walks of life. I don't know where I fit in. Girls can be mean, and I think that goes into adulthood. And so trying to kind of find a place where you can fit in and be a part of a community, I feel like this team has done that for me. And I think that's one thing I left out. So I know we're right at an hour. This is awesome. I just want to share one more thing with you. And I listen to this. I do a lot of personal development. If you become a coach, it's going to be ingrained into your brain because it's going to change your life. You decide to quit being a coach, you're still going to do personal development. It's going to change your life. All right? And if you're my coach and you're down, I'm going to ask you what personal development you are doing. Look at them all nodding. Okay. So this is something I read today, and I actually highlighted it. When the pain to stay the same is more than the pain to change. And I thought that was very powerful. So I don't know what situation people are in. You might be perfectly happy and just looking for something fun to do, or you might be at a financial standstill. I think that's one thing that we run into so many times is the cost. And I'm gonna tell you something. You're starting your own business for $160. Go out and buy a McDonald's franchise or an Orange Theory and tell me how that works out. $160 to completely and utterly change your life. This is not the problem. This can be the answer. And this, if you are in that situation, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, community, financially, I am telling you, this is a place you would not be on this call if the person that invited you did not want you to be part of this community. Because what I tell people all the time, I would not waste my time and I would not waste your time. Okay? So hold on, the greatest aspect of this, I feel nothing but support and have a choice. Exactly. Nikki said it. It is so true. That is one thing. You do as much or as little or whatever as you want. There is no quota. There is no guidelines. You're not signing a contract. I'm not going to take your firstborn. You're not required to give a DNA sample before you hang up tonight. So anyways, I just wanted to reiterate that. I mean, I'm very proud of what we do. I'm very proud of this team. I'm very proud of Team Beachbody. And again, if you guys have any questions, Megan, now I'm going to start crying. I'm going to hang up. I'm going to end the Zoom before I do start crying. And listen, to the person that invited you, they will reach out to you to follow up, but also reach out to them and just kind of give them your thoughts and kind of where your head is. And hopefully we'll all see you on the team page tomorrow because you're going to sign up as soon as we hang up with this. Okay? So anyways, thank you guys so much. Thanks for the team, everybody that contributed, and I hope you all have a great evening. Okay? Bye.